Hi crafters, welcome back. It's Jonna with Purple Girl Crafts. Today I'm going to show you this fun floating center hinged card. Now this will lay flat for shipping. This card measures about 7 inches by 4 inches wide. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to need is the base of the card, and this piece is going to be measured at 8 by 7 inches. And now we're going to take this on the 8-inch side and we're going to put marks at the top and the bottom at 2 inches, 4 inches, and 6 inches. Next, we are going to line up our ruler on that 2-inch mark, and we are going to mark this at 2 inches and 5 inches. Then we're going to go down to the 6-inch mark, and we're going to mark this at 2 inches and 5 inches. So I'm just going to lift this up so you can see. So I just put these two marks at 2 inches and 5 inches, and this is on the 7-inch side on the first score mark and then the last score mark. Now we're going to turn our paper, and we are just going to draw a line between that 2-inch mark and the 5-inch mark on both sides. And these will be cut at a later time. So this is what you should have so far. Now we're going to keep our paper turned this way. And on that line, we are going to mark at 3 inches and 5 inches. And we're going to do that on both sides. So we're going to grab our scoreboard so we can do some scoring. So we're going to lay this paper so that it is on the 8-inch side, and we are going to score at 2 inches all the way down and the 6 inches all the way down. On the 4-inch, we're only going to score from the top to that mark that we made, the line we made, and from the bottom up to that second line. And this is what you should have so far. Now we are going to score on that 3-inch line and the 5-inch line just in the center part. So I'm just using that line as a guide, and then I'm going to press down once I'm in between those two lines that we had just drawn. And you only want to do that in the center. And you're going to do that at the 3-inch mark and the 5-inch mark. So this is what you should have now. And then we are going to go ahead and we're going to cut out these two in a minute. But before we do that, let's go ahead and cut out the rest of our pieces that we're going to need for our layers. So for the bottom layer, I'm using these two metallic pieces of paper, and these are cut at 1 3/4 by 6 3/4, and we need 2 of those. Then for the layer on top of that, we need 2 pieces that are 1 1/2 by 6 1/2. Then we need 4 pieces that are 1 3/4 inch square, and that is of the metallic paper. And then we need 4 pieces that are 1 1/2 inch square. And this paper matches the layers on the rest of the card. Then we need 1 piece that is 1 3/4 by 2 3/4, and then we need 1 piece that is cut at 2 1/2 by 1 1/2. You need 2 pieces of the metallic that are cut at 3/4 by 1 3/4, and then you'll need 2 pieces that are cut at 1/2 by 2 1/2. So that's all the pieces that we are going to need for this. So let's go ahead and put our scoreboard away. We're going to get out our trimmer, and we are going to cut those 2 lines. Now this box I'm showing you, I have all my pieces in that box just to keep myself organized so I don't lose pieces. So I'm going to line this up so that the line I drew is on the cut line of the trimmer, And I'm just going to cut this between those score marks that we had done earlier. So I'm just going to line my blade up with that first score mark at 2 inches. And then I'm just going to cut it down to that 6-inch score mark that I had made. Then we're going to move down to the other side of the paper, and I'm going to do the same exact thing. And if you're more comfortable, you can use a knife and a ruler to cut this out. So this is what you should have. So we're going to move our trimmer because we don't need that any longer. I'm going to grab my eraser, and we are going to erase those lines that we drew on here because you don't want anybody to see your lines. So now we're going to start folding this. So you just want to work your paper. So I'm just going to fold the centerpiece, and I'm just lightly pressing on it. Then I'm going to lift the piece up. I'm actually going to do the ends next, and I'm just going to fold them in because the 2 ends are folded all the way through, so you can just fold those. I'm going to crease those out, and that's at the 2-inch mark and the 6-inch mark. And then I'm going to mountain fold the next piece in, and that's in the center. I'm going to mountain fold the next one. I'm going to take the end, the last piece, fold that in, that's on the 6-inch mark. As you can see, it'll start to give, and I'm just kind of squeezing a little bit just to start moving the paper. Just a tiny bit. You do not want to force this. So I feel the easiest way to fold this is once you get the center pieces pretty tight, and they don't have to be totally scored, creased out, but just hold it, take that center piece, start to squeeze it together, and then lay the center piece flat either to the right or to the left. And then you can crease that out, then turn it and do the same thing. Just fold it in till it lays flat on one side, the side that you're going to crease it down, as I'm showing you here. And this is what you should end up with. Now you can fold it in half, and you can score out those 2 center pieces. For this next section, we are going to glue down all the layers, so I'm going to fast forward this. We're going to do the mats and layers on the entire card. So next I have this cute little elf that was part of a stamp set that I've had for many, many years. I'm just going to put him on the middle. So I'm just going to put him right there. And then I have some Snowflakes. These are just plastic snowflakes. And I'm just going to put a couple of these around the card. And these can basically just go anywhere. I'm just going to add them just for a little bit of extra embellishment. So as you can see, the card will lay flat. So I'm going to put one on the edge right by the elf. But you want to make sure that it doesn't overlap on the card. So when the card opens. Now, I did not put any sayings on this. I might put like Merry Christmas or something. I haven't done that yet. You could do that anywhere on this card. And at the end, I'll show you another example of one I did that I did put a greeting on. We're just going to put a couple more on here. This paper kit was part of a Michael's holiday packet that I picked up at Michael's a couple of weeks ago. And then we'll probably just put one more on the side over here. Let's put it probably about here. So this is our completed card, and here's another one that I did that says Happy Holidays. So thank you for joining me today. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Until next time, happy crafting. Bye-bye.